How about 6 Cubs players being nominated as finalists to win Gold Gloves at their respective positions, the most by any team in MLB? How many will be rewarded among PCA, Ian Happ, Carson Kelly, Matthew Boyd, Nico Horner, Matt Shaw? Did you like hearing Jed Hoyer say this about the defense?
The number one area that I think you'd probably focus on that probably sets us apart right now is our defense. I think we're a exceptional defensive team. I think that we play really good defense. We play really clean baseball. We threw a ton of strikes this year. So I think that defensively, like, my hope is that going forward we continue to build teams that way. I think it's a really consistent way to build a team, and it's a really clean brand of baseball.
So, is the Cubs' identity defense, and how many of those 6 will actually win the Rawlings Gold Glove?
I don't know how many of the 6 will win Gold Gloves. I'll tell you what stunned me is the omission of a guy that I think should be on this list, and that's Dansby Swanson.
I totally agree with you.
I would. He won a game for them in the playoffs.
Yes.
Both teams talked about against San Diego. Both the game where the Cubs clinched to advance to the NLDS. Everyone was in agreement, both teams, that the reason the Cubs won that game was because of Dansby's defense, right?
We talked about it, no doubt.
I think the fact that he's not, and it's not just something that was on display in that game. You saw it throughout the entire season. I think that Jed makes a great point. The Cubs had to be a great, not good, great defensive team, especially up the middle. Kelly, Swanson, Nico, and PCA in center field, because unlike many of these teams that you see in the playoffs, the Cubs don't have all these power arms on their staff, both starters and out of the pen. The reason they're successful, or they were this year, is because they're not afraid to let you hit the ball because we're going to field it and get you out. And that was the secret sauce to the Cubs from a pitching and defense standpoint this year.
All right, well, let's talk about this a little bit, because I think, Zach, you are with the Cubs every day, and you see it. And I love the defense that is provided by Dansby Swanson. So Nick Allen of the Braves, Mookie Betts of the Dodgers, Mason Wynn of the Cardinals were your top 3. We also heard Nico talk about that what he thought is really cool about this award moving forward, that it's really analytically based. It's no more of, well, this guy has been there, done that, and it's a carryover. This is really strictly by the numbers. And we did hear Mike Schilt, the former now Padres skipper, talk about the fact that Dansby Swanson won them that series. So you wonder...
No one likes him, by the way, Dustin. Remember John Heyman told us that?
Yeah, that was amazing yesterday. Great stuff with Heyman and you guys yesterday. But I wonder if those statistics, Zach, from that wild card are part of this.
No, they're not. They're not. It's a regular season award.
It's a regular season award. And he wasn't himself. To me, he wasn't as good as he's been in the past to me. And still, like, that shortstop class, that free agent shortstop class will always be speculated upon, right? And was Dansby the fourth best of that group? Was he the third best? Definitely not the best. Was he the third or the fourth? And that kind of thing. How many? I think 3 tops. I think 2 for sure. I think 3 tops. I think Boyd and PCA are going to win. I hope Nico wins. I don't know that he will. I'm kind of surprised that Matt Shaw is on the list. Not that he didn't.
Did you not watch the Cubs? He was unbelievable defensively this year.
He was. I'm just saying, like...
And I'd make an argument that you could put Michael Busch on that list, too. The Cubs are a really good defensive team.
Let's go back really quick before Mully answers. Just really quick. You said you don't know, and we don't know, obviously, or you would win a lot of money in Vegas if you did know. Mm-hmm. But so based on what you just said, though, Zach, how many of the 6, in your opinion, do you think will win?
You didn't mention Ian Happ. And I would challenge anyone, go ahead and name the best defensive left fielder in baseball, in the National League. And almost always Ian Happ comes up. So I'm going to guess he's going to win his 4th in a row.
He's got the most defensive run saves among left fielders in the National League. So I would imagine that comes into play.
And obviously PCA.
I think 4 of them are going to win, believe it or not. Okay. I think that there is no shadow of a doubt that PCA is the best defensive player in all of baseball. He's just too good not to win a Gold Glove. He should get one. I think you're right about Ian Happ. I don't know about Carson Kelly, but I think Matthew Boyd, with the number of pickoffs, that's going to really play in his favor. And I think Nico has a really good shot. I don't think Matt Shaw is apparently second in defensive runs saved. I don't think he's going to get it in his first year on the ballot. And I think that I think Kelly, I don't think he's going to get it. So I think that they will have 4 guys that win. I think there'll be a minimum of 3, frankly, because I think that PCA and Happ and probably Boyd will all be locks, and I think Nico also leads second baseman in defensive run saves. So I think those statistics come into play and are very important. I think it's really interesting to hear Jed, because they do build the team that way. They are built for that, and it's an excellent defensive team, and that's the one thing that you can't take away. I would say, Dustin, that Zach watched, I know you watched a ton of Cubs baseball, but he was pretty much at every bloody game.
It's like I didn't watch Cubs baseball compared to what Zach did, okay?
I'm just saying.
No, and I, listen,
but
100% correct.
I'm just saying, if he thinks Dansby deserves it, I personally think he deserves it, because I watched that game and he, in the playoffs, was sensational. And I don't think he just got better for the playoffs. I think he's been solidly good all year long. I wouldn't argue with that idea that he got short shrifted by not being on this list.
I think, to Dustin's point, and I know what Dustin's trying to say, I think early on you got to remember Dansby Swanson was coming back from core surgery, so
yes.
It took him a little bit of time to get going, and that's probably the reason that he didn't make the list early on in the year, as he was trying to regain that full strength. But
he's awful good.
If you watch the Cubs on a regular basis, he is such a huge part of what they do. And, to Dustin's point about, was he shortstop number 3 or 4? Right, say you had Xander Bogaerts as your shortstop. He's not doing defensively what you saw Swanson do. He's just not. And the way the Cubs are built, and this is where I give Craig Counsell and Jed Hoyer a lot of credit. If you look at the last couple of years prior to this year, there were some games defensively that probably ended up costing the Cubs an opportunity to make the playoffs. We saw it in Atlanta a few years ago. Seiya was in right field. He's gotten better.
Yes.
But, that was a big miss. Ask David Ross how big of a miss that was.
Oh, boy.
Right? So I just think
I'd like to, but he won't talk to me.
But
because I'm from Chicago.
The point I'm trying to make, and he's been in Chicago since, and he's still very tight with a lot of...
We used to have him on as a regular.
Yeah, it's...
I got a lot of time for him.
I don't blame Rossi for being bitter.
Yeah, he's bitter.
It's a cutthroat business. It's professional sports. The Cubs are better too, though. It's a weird way, the way sports works.